Today we're making sourdough cinnamon rolls with maple cream cheese frosting. We're going to start with 120 grams of sourdough starter, or 2/3 of a cup. Then we're going to add 200 grams of milk, or 1 cup, 70 grams of sugar, or 1/3 cup, 5 grams of salt, or 1 teaspoon, and 1 large egg. We're going to whisk these ingredients together. Our free-range chicken eggs make this dough a bright yellow, almost orange color. Next, we're going to add 8 tablespoons of melted butter that has been cooled to 100 degrees Fahrenheit so we don't kill the yeast, and 450 grams of all-purpose flour, or 3 cups. Mix until there are no more dry spots. Then we're going to cover and let rest for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, the dough looks very lumpy, so we're going to knead it right in the bowl to make a nice smooth ball of dough. After that, cover the dough and we're going to let it bulk ferment 8 to 10 hours or overnight. The next morning, our dough has doubled in size with lots of little bubbles under the surface. Turn it out onto a floured surface and pat into a somewhat rectangular shape. This dough is not as stretchy as bread dough, so be careful not to tear it. Use a rolling pin to flatten to about 1/4 inch thickness. Next, take 8 tablespoons of butter that has been softened to room temperature, but not melted, and spread it over the dough, leaving a small border around the edge. I'm using grass-fed, unsalted Irish butter. Then sprinkle 1 tablespoon of cinnamon evenly over the surface. And 1/2 cup of brown sugar. This makes a very thick and flavorful filling. After that, tightly roll up the dough, starting with the longer edge, and form a log with the seam side down. Take some string or a piece of floss to cut the dough into slices. I like to make 12 cinnamon rolls, so I cut the log in half, then into quarters, and then each quarter into thirds. Slide the string under the log, cross at the top, and then pull through to create slices. Place all of the rolls into a baking dish with the edges touching. We're going to cover and let that rise for an hour. After an hour, you can see how puffy they get. Bake them in a 350-degree preheated oven for 40 minutes. In the meantime, while they're baking, we're going to make the maple cream cheese glaze. Mix 8 ounces of softened cream cheese with 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract and 1 cup of powdered sugar. Mix until smooth, scraping down the sides as you go. Right now, it's February, and in New York, that means it's maple sugaring time in our woods. So we're going to add about 1 tablespoon of our maple syrup to the cream cheese frosting and mix until smooth and creamy. After 40 minutes, or when they're golden brown, remove the cinnamon rolls from the oven and allow them to cool. They expand even more in the oven and are golden brown on the outside and gooey on the inside. Add the maple cream cheese frosting and enjoy your homemade sourdough cinnamon rolls.